Good morning from Thailand. It's a great to have the opportunity to share my lecture for Indonesian VERNADOC today. I am Sudjit Sananwai from Rangsit University and VERNADOC Thailand founder since 2007. Today, I will share with you in two parts. The first is a background of VERNADOC journey that was inspired by Italian and Finnish knowledge. In the second part, I will talk about the villages that we have experienced through the eyes of VERNADOC Thailand, which hopefully will benefit to all interested. For the first part, I'm going to talk about VERNADOC, which is originated from Finland and became known in Thailand through a survey of architectural heritage projects under the name of VERNADOC Camp. The term of VERNADOC refers to vernacular architecture documentation, quoted by Finnish architect Mr. Markku Mattila, who believed that it is not possible to protect the built vernacular environment and to maintain the local building traditions only by governmental money or regulations. More important is that people will understand the worth of their tradition and they are proud of it. And from the belief of Mr. Markku Mattila that made VERNADOC become a methodology for vernacular architecture study that emphasized the collecting of data and information on site by basic techniques to produce high-quality measure drawing. It is expected that the results of field measure working will inspire building owners as well as people in the community to realize the value of their property as perceived by outsiders so that they will cooperate in conserving those buildings. The VERNADOC process is a traditional way of working by hand drawings, which uses the same system of architects since Renaissance period. As we know, in circa 15th century, the Renaissance architects generated the orthogonal projection system for studying and documenting the buildings. This drawing system became the working method of architects. That's in 16th century, when Pope Leo X commanded that it had to be used when planning a new church. Except for new design, this drawing system also became a tool of exploring old buildings, such as in 17th century by Antoine de Godes, who did the engraving, served designers who never traveled to Rome. This is a Nolly map from 18th centuries. This map was a significant improvement in accuracy, even noting the asymmetry of the Spanish step. The map was used in government planning for the city of Rome until the 1970s. Which this map is as accurate as you can see when zoomed to see each building, like the Pantheon, number 837. And this is one of the work of Giovanni Battista Piranesi, who appreciated not only the engineering of the ancient building, but also the poetic aspect of the ruin. This is some drawing of Julian David Leroy, who succeeded in printing his ruin of the most beautiful monuments of Greece. He did it 4 years ahead of Stuart and Revit. And this is some drawing from the antiquities of Athens. The accuracy of Stuart and Levitt's works give their survey a claim to be the first of its kind in studies of ancient Greece. In 19th century, in Finland, there has a tradition on measuring documentations of historical buildings. Begins in 1871, led by Emil Nawanda of Finnish Archaeological Society. This castle drawing is the work of professor and student of Helsinki University of Technologies, the first university in Finland that teach architecture. This drawing is drawn in 1903, about 120 years ago. This university has done the kind of documenting camp under the Finnish name Mittaslali since 19th century. Finnish architects has always used this knowledge to document architecture across the country, which also include vernacular architecture. Fitzmaurice, who learned this method since was a student at Helsinki University of Technology, had the opportunity to participate on several camps, but all of them are the Finnish only. Until the first international camp was organized by Markku Mattila in 2005, which Rangsit University has sent students and interested parties to join as well. The following years, after the publications of the first book, VERNADOC 2005, by Markku Mattila, it made this name known in Thailand. I myself did some experimental camps in Thailand in 2007, and Morocco had attended both times. The Asa camp is a camp sponsored by the Association of Siamese Architects to train students from various institutes in this method. The advantage of the support is to spread the work to the society through Architects Expo, which is the second largest in Asia. In the picture is the Princess of Thailand, who presides over opening ceremony every year. And the association also supported the printing of the first book in Thailand that collect work from the camp in first 5 years as well. Over 15 years since the first camp, now Thailand and our trained networks have explored more than 132 vernacular buildings of various types of building as shown in this slide. What participants have learned is beneficial to both themselves and society, as shown in the diagram below, based on my PhD research. Here are the details of learning by doing VERNADOC. The font size will be larger depending on the number of respondents. The following things to say are two crazy cases of Thai village. One managed by Bangkok Metropolitan, another by local community. The first one is a community named Pamahakan, which was formed outside the city walls since the early days of the creation of Bangkok. Until now, Bangkok has completely removed the walls and fort surrounding the city. The only one left here is still intact. And when planning the master plan of Bangkok to celebrate the 200 years anniversary, the architects came up with the idea of removing the community to make a public park that complement the grandeur of the last fort and city walls. But it appears that land expropriation has problems with villagers, causing the community relocation projects to be protracted for nearly 30 years. During the conflicts, the villagers received support from the academic and NGOs to come together to propose a new solution so that the community could coexist with the park. And VERNADOC by ASA and RSU were one project to help in this. But in the end, the villagers were defeated and everything was demolished to become an empty park like in this picture. The second case is a better example. This area is a community along the canal between two provinces of southern of Thailand. This community, named Krongdan community, is used to be very lively in the past because villagers travel by boat, and this area is a transfer point for the people who came to trade and travel, but it was abandoned due to the construction of the road about 40 years ago. In 2009, the year we went down to documentations, there were more camp members than the remaining villagers in this area. Most of them are old people because young people have moved out to work in the city. This drawing is a sermon hall of Krongdan Temple, which documented by our student. And this is the cover bridge to Krongdan Temple, drawn by me. This is the layout of this community and the old photo of Krongdan community in the past. And this is one shop house that still stand there. And now we came to renovate to be the homestay, hostel. And this is the elevation of another house in this village. This is that house and the elevation front facade. After we came back, I published an interesting history and drawing of the community through newspaper articles in conjunction with the research of local academics. This community has been brought back to life after the villagers were proud of their heritage. These are the latest pictures took before the COVID period. That's all I want to share with you. Terima kasih. Sawadee ka. Bye bye.